Greetings. This is Arvette McLean of Speak, the Universe Listens.
We cherish that. We love that particular piece of it because it
Teach people like, hey, it's okay. Change.
New ways to view age-old challenges. Change your thoughts, change your life. Step into the bigness of you.
Greetings and welcome to Speak, the Universe Listens. And today's topic is God wants you to be happy now. So we've been spending this last few weeks talking about dispelling common thinking. And so the common thinking, I think, that typically surrounds the whole ideal of when you don't get what you want, you kind of think, well, God has it on hold. God doesn't want me to have it now. It's not my time. I think those are some of the common thinking that goes with that.
It is. I think a lot of us fail to realize that, if anything, God wants us to be abundant. The universe wants us to be abundant. You know, and anything that we want, the universe is waiting on us to sit back and be like, hey, all right, you know, I got it for you. Just waiting on just waiting on you. So when we get out the common way of thinking, then we can sort of elevate ourselves to be like, okay, you know what? Because we come from sort of like a line of what our parents taught us, and so we still have that mindset. So when we're trying to get to the point to understand, hey, you know what? Okay, I need to, I know what I want. I know what it is that I desire and I want to manifest in my life. So let me just go ahead and just put it out here and start taking the necessary actions that I need to on my part. But again, like I said, it's just getting away from the common thing.
Right.
That's what it is.
Yeah, because, you know, when you think about it, it's like, why wouldn't God want you to have it?
Right.
You know, and if you think about what you want for your own children, so you want them to have the things that they want. Now, they may not be ready for the things that they want, but it's up to them to make themselves ready. Like, they got to grow into that. They need to do the things that they need to do, and then they can have whatever it is that they want.
Exactly.
And so, but it's not content. I feel like it's almost like we think that, and I know one thing that I hear a lot.
What's that?
It kind of irritates me when I hear it.
Let me hear it.
Is when people say, I got the favor of God. Because to me, it implies that everyone doesn't have the favor of God. Like, some people have more favor than others. And I think we kind of think that anyway. Like, why is it okay for some people to have the things that they want, and then there's a whole nother group of people that don't? It's almost like God is dishing out things, preferentially.
I can see that. And I think like how I would look at it too is, when I hear that, it's like, okay, well, you mean to say that there's nothing that you have to do, so you're just gonna wait on, God to just give you something, not, So yeah, I like that. Though. I really do. I like that. Though. I can see that sort of being like a little irritating.
Yeah. Yeah. So what would you say are some of the things that a person would need to do in order to start the flow of blessings, or the things that they want to show up in life? How would you get that to show up?
Number one, I would say, if anything, and I learned this just from going from my experience is discipline. Because why that's so important is because you know what you want. So it's almost like you have to prepare yourself to receive it. Because it's going to come to you, but it's just the universe is waiting on you. So you have to sit back, and when I say discipline, a lot of people may look at it like a punishment, you know. And it's not really, it's not a punishment at all, but if you discipline yourself in certain areas of your life, spiritually, physically, taking the actions or whatever it is that you need to do to get whatever it is that your heart desires, then things start to flow for you. Also, I would say preparing yourself. But when I say preparing yourself, you're already ready. You just don't know that you're ready. And I was there before. I didn't realize I was ready to receive the things that I always wanted, because I had a mindset of like, you know what, I know what I want, and I'm waiting on God, the universe, to just give it to me. I've been praying, and I've been asking, I've been taking the necessary actions, and I think what comes with that is patience. We don't have the patience. Some people just don't have the patience. But if you're doing, if you're applying the action, if you have discipline, and then if you have patience, things will come to you. Because with patience, if you don't have it, you may act, and you may act at a time where you didn't even need to act. You know, the universe already heard you. You know, God has already heard you. So sit back, take your time, you know, and just let it flow. And then over top of that, like I said before, we just said, the universe wants you to have it. You're already abundant. And we don't really, I think we realize it, but we just have forgotten. You know, we have forgotten that we come into this world already abundant. So we need to really shift the mindset and just get back to knowing that we are already abundant.
Yeah, I think when you say discipline, I do think it's discipline. I do think there's a measure of discipline that goes along with it. But I also believe that when we hear the word discipline, just like you said, I don't mean a punishment, because that's kind of how we see discipline. And I will almost venture to say not discipline, because I think the energy of getting what you want is fun. So it's joy, it's being joyful, it's being fun, having fun, it's like raising your vibration. So whatever you can do to raise your vibration, that's what's gonna bring it to you. So a lot of times, I know for me, I've always been a very disciplined person. Like I march to that beat, but it's not fun. That's not fun, and that's not the energy that brings it to you. So the discipline is to be disciplined to have fun, to be disciplined to be in joy, to be disciplined to make sure that you're being excited about life, that you're pouring out love, that you are, feeling the feelings like of freedom. Whatever it is that you want, you have to be on that same vibration as that, because, like we can ask for things all day long, but it's kind of like the universe, God does. I always say God doesn't understand English. It's like it's responding to our feelings. So whatever feeling we're exuding out, that's what we will receive back. So it's not what we want. It's not a mental process. It's not a thought process like, oh, this is what I want. I told the universe what I want. You have to be that thing. Right, so you have to feel thrilled. You have to feel abundant. You have to feel at peace. You have to feel whatever it is you want, and you'll get more of that. And so that is a certain discipline, because we've been taught, the common thinking is, you gotta struggle, things gotta be hard, you gotta be in the grind, you gotta work. So that's the discipline, is to practice stepping outside of the old way of thinking and practice feeling good. And a lot of times we think that, the more analytical and critical we can be. Like, it's almost like we think that's a good thing, you know, like if we look out into the world and we're like, they shouldn't even be doing that, or the world is terrible. I don't even know why they did this, and they shouldn't even be doing that, and this world is a bad place, and you know, we got to get better, we got to do better, and everywhere you look. So that very energy that we think is good, because it's like we're looking out to the world and we're noticing everything that's bad, we think that's a good thing, but it's not. Yeah, so it's like whatever I'm pointing my finger at is almost like I'm pointing it back at me. And so instead of looking out into the world and looking at all the things that are wrong, if we got to look outside, then look for everything that's good and give your energy to that.
And you're right, though, with the discipline part, we shouldn't look at it like punishment, making it fun, living everything that you're doing, living in the moment, just joyful. So it's not, you know, so you don't have to have that energy with it. But you're most definitely right. I agree with that. Totally agree with that. But I just, you know, just thinking about my growth process with that. When I learned how to really be in alignment with what it is that I wanted, it was like, okay. So even though that I physically didn't have it, right? When my thought process was like every day I wake up and I say, you know what? When I didn't have a car and I was like walking back and forth to work, I said, all right, I have a car already. You know, and I'm going to work and working 8 hours, but I was still feeling good. I felt like anybody else, you know, but my attitude, my energy was just very, very high. And then all of a sudden things started to just flow, and I didn't even see it coming, but things just started to happen that I asked for. And when it happened for me, I didn't think about it. Dang, when I asked for it, you know, I don't want to ask the universe for this. So just aligning, like you said, aligning that energy to what it is that you want to have in your life. And just be it. Just, you know, step into it. Hey, you want to be a person that's sophisticated and somebody want to take you seriously, well, you step into that role and you play that character, and things start to unfold for you like that. So yeah, most definitely though.
Yeah. So it's really just a process of whatever it is you want. Think about what's the feeling of that thing. So you want it for a reason, and everybody probably wants different things for different reasons. So, you know, I may want a flower garden or whatever because I love beautiful things or whatever, and so you might be like, how can I feel like a flower? But really you do, like, what does being surrounded by flowers feel like to you? Like, in your mind, what does it feel like? And then just start feeling that feeling. Like, you can just imagine yourself being surrounded in a garden of flowers and just feel like, oh, that just feels like peace, and that just feels like beauty, and that just, you know, like whatever the feeling is, just take the time today and feel like that.
Very true, very true. Sometimes I even sit back, and when I know that I need to get my energy on a higher level, I'll find something that makes me feel good. So I go to the gym, and when I'm there and I'm by myself, I have my music playing, I'm just in my zone, but I know that makes me feel
Right.
good, and so I know where I want to be at, so I put myself in that position and say, all right, I'm in the gym, it's going to make me feel good, and then I'm feeling good.
Right.
I'm feeling good. So I would tell anybody, just find what it is that makes you feel good, and sometimes you may not be able to find that exact thing that makes you feel good all the time, but always try to find something that makes you feel good, even if you can't do that particular thing. So most definitely, just stepping into your power, finding something that will make you vibrate very high.
And it's funny that you say that about the gym, because what I've realized is one of the things that makes me feel good is to dance. And I used to, when I was a young person, I used to dance all the time, and as quiet as it's kept. When I was like in my young 20s, I used to go to the club every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But it's because I just love to dance, and it's like when I dance, I'm not thinking about everything that's wrong. I'm just dancing, and yeah, you're in your own world, and it's like all that chatter and all the junk of the day, it just disappears. And so that's why I didn't think about it consciously back then, but in hindsight, I know that, okay, that's why I love to dance. And so just recently, as almost like a New Year's resolution, I decided I'm gonna start dancing again. And so I've been dancing to DJ Drake every morning or whatever. So, but it's just a way to elevate your vibration, keep it up, and just having fun.
Just having fun. Something else that just puts me, especially for my mind and spiritually, I like to go to the water. So anywhere where there's some water, I would just, one day out of the blue, I get off from work and I would just go to the river and I would just sit there. And just, to me, it just brings me a peace that is like a recharge for me. And then after I leave, I'm like, I feel good. I feel good. So yeah, nature.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, so that's good. So you got exercising, dancing, nature. So those are things that's kind of like outside of yourself, and I'm sure you can think of your own things that you really love to do. Like whenever you do it, you know it's going to put you in a good mood. So, and might be cooking for some people, might even be cleaning for some people, or whatever. But whatever it is that can put you into a good mood, do that. What will make you, like, you have fun. Certain people, you're just going to laugh and have a good time. Right. Talk to those people.
There you go. Yeah,
yes. And if you're unable to do any of that, you can always go inward and imagine. You can imagine any scenario that you want to imagine, and just imagine it as if it's real.
And that's something that I think that we don't really do as often. That I think that we should do is use our imagination. I know everybody has have to go through life on an everyday basis. Work, maybe the kids, the family, and so forth. But just when we are trying to find that peace of mind, or just basically just being on that high vibration, we don't really sit back and take the time to use our imagination. We'll find everything else, but just to use our imagination is something that's a good thing to
Right. Yeah, because everything is actually first created, like we had a thought, and then there's an energy that goes out. And so we create from this energy field. So this energy field, stuff is already out there in it. Everything we want is already out there in it. And so whatever you want, in order to bring it into physical existence, you got to be in a place, like we say, a place where you're ready to receive it or whatever. And so, like we say, God wants you to be happy now. It's already out there, and you're just making yourself ready to receive it or whatever. So by, keeping your vibration high, by creating from your imagination, and then sometimes you do have to be patient, because sometimes the universe, God, your higher self is lining up stuff for you, and you just got to wait till that stuff is in a row. But at the same time, I wouldn't expect, like, oh, it's going to take a long time. Like
that's very true. Very true.
Yeah, like you're ready for it now. So when it shows up, you're ready.
Right. But yeah, most definitely, I would say those are a couple of the things that I think that we really need to get back into, the habit or the routine of doing for ourselves, so that way we can stay in that high vibration. Because it's almost like we shift gears. We can be high one minute, and then as soon as we do the thing that we love, we go straight back to feeling,
Right.
low. So focus on staying high and just being very in a good energy, because you don't have to vibrate low.
Right. Right.
The universe doesn't want you to vibrate low. So,
right.
yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, and so I think, just really just having that shift from the common thinking of we're waiting on God or we're waiting on the universe to deliver, well, really, God is waiting on us. It's already here. It's already here for us.
Right.
And it's just, we just got to be ready for it. We got to know how to tap into it and allow it to flow to us. All right. Thank you, Stephen.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us. I hope you really learned something from this episode and that you'll be able to put it into action immediately today. Go into your imagination. Have fun. Until next time, this is Arvette. Bye, guys.